This is Stampy, and welcome to a Minecraft Let's Play video. And another video inside of Stampy's lovely world. Good morning, William Beaver. Today, William Beaver and I are going to be going over to my funland to begin building a brand new project, which is a rather complicated, but hopefully very exciting and definitely very explosive minigame. So you can probably guess one of the blocks that's going to be included in this this design, and I will talk more about that when I get over to the fun lab. But first, let me go and have my breakfast. Nom 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 nom. Nom. Very, very tasty. Barnaby, you can stand up to join me, and I will escort you personally over to the doghouse. But before I even think about doing any of those other things, of course, I need to go down to the basement of my love garden to let you all know who it is that I'm adding to the love garden today. And today, to the love garden, I am adding What's It To Ya. And the reason I'm adding What's It To Ya is because they did some really cool drawings. And you can see there's this one that they did of Squishy and me playing hide and seek, which I really love. And then there's this one as well, which is based from the Protector challenge that I did in the battle minigame, and it's me protecting a penguin, which is absolutely adorable. So thank you so much for doing those drawings, and welcome to my love garden. And sorry, I was really off-put because there was a sheep just staring me right in the eyes the entire time. You're already in the love garden, sheep. You don't need to be at it again. Right then, Barnaby, you can follow me, and we're going to head over to the doghouse, and then luckily we are building right by the very first teleporter that I ever built in my fun land, so it's going to take absolutely no time to get over to where we need to begin building, and then we can go and begin building, and I'll explain exactly what this brand new minigame is. And I think today I'm going to be joined by Luna. You can join me today, so you can stand up and you can follow me down to my secret base under my house, and then yeah, we go to where we're building. And I love where we're building because like it was just kind of an area that was already there, and this game just perfectly fits in between all of the paths and stuff, and it's always just like so satisfying when that happens, where it all just kind of ended up just fitting in exactly the way. Like it's kind of as if I planned it, but I didn't plan it. I just got really, really lucky instead, and I always love it when that's the case. But anyway, let's go and jump inside of the teleporter, press button number 1, and we can go and teleport off to the funland. Okay, I think I should be just about at the funland now, so let's go and open the door, and let me go and show you where our plot of land is going to be. And let me explain what this game is. So, basically, we're going to be using TNT, as you probably guessed, but we're not just going to be using blocks of TNT, we're going to be using TNT in minecarts, which is something that I've never really properly used before in Minecraft. And the way the game's going to work is there's going to be a dispenser that's going to be firing them out. They're going to be going along a trail of water, not a track of water, and then there's going to be 2 players. It's going to be a 1v1 game, and they're basically pressing a button, which is going to redirect the way that the minecart would go to try and blow up the other person's base. There's also going to be kind of chances to get arrows, which you could use to blow up the TNT, basically as a last-ditch way to try and defend your base. Once you've fired 3 bits of TNT to the other person's base and kind of blown their base up, then you are going to be declared the winner. So yeah, that's a basic overview of the way the game's going to work. It will become much more clear the kind of further we get on with our building. So, right then, let's go and get started. First things first, I need to go and make a few hoppers, which are going to be part of like the overall design for kind of how all of these things are going to end up being launched. And I've marked the very middle of my perfectly fitting area here. And let's just go and start off by placing the first hopper, and then kind of from there I'm going to build all of the other machinery around it, which is going to be launching off these TNT minecarts. So right then, I first need to go in by 8. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now I need to go up 13 blocks high. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then the 13th block is going to be the hopper. So this hopper is going to be completely filled with minecarts with TNTs in. This is with TNTs in? How do you say it? With TNT in? Minecarts with TNT in. That's probably the way I was supposed to say it. And good idea, William. Now, if I need to get back down, I have a safer way to get back down. I just don't think he trusts me being this high up. It is rather dangerous to be fair. I don't have much armor. So yeah, this is going to be kind of funneling them all down into the dispenser, which is going to be down here. There's also going to be just like other random blocks inside of the dispenser. And the reason for that is because sometimes it's going to fire out the minecart, and sometimes it's just going to fire out like a bit of dirt or like wooden planks or something, just so they kind of come out at an unpredictable rate. So because of that, we're going to put another hopper here, which will be sucking in any blocks which aren't minecarts and basically putting them down inside of another chest, which I can place down there a little bit later on once I find a way to get down. So right then, let me just go and put a power rail here. This is basically going to be the thing that I need to get down here. Yeah, so basically it's going to be firing out the minecarts. We need to have the tracks there, and it can't just fire it straight onto the water, is because it wouldn't work. It would basically just fire out the minecart rather than actually kind of placing it down. So I need to make another chest. This is just going to be the chest, which is just going to have all of like the rubbish items that aren't needed that kind of get fired. I mean, the items aren't rubbish, but they're basically just here as a distraction essentially. And I don't know if that hopper is like facing down into the chest. You've got to be careful with hoppers because sometimes they look like they're in the right place, but if they're not like properly pointing down into what you want them to go in, it doesn't work. So there we go. That looks a little bit better. Then this track was going to go down here, and then one more down there like that. And then this is where all of the actual water is going to start, kind of further down there. I kind of need to once again build slightly lower. What I could do is if you watch out, William, otherwise I'm going to give you a shower. If I go slightly down here like this, oh no, don't push me down, don't push me down. But there we go. I can place that single block there, and then that will allow me to kind of carry on building from there. And then this is going to be going off in this direction, and then this is where the actual minecart's going to be carried. Whoa! I fell through that block. Did you see that? That was absolutely outrageous. Right then, what I probably should do is just do a ladder leading up there anyway. So let me just go make a ladder, because I am going to be doing a whole load of kind of going up and down the entire time that I build this. So probably having a ladder kind of here ready is not going to be a bad idea anyway. And William, you can probably start building. So don't go too crazy, because I'm not sure what the exact shape's going to be. But basically we need like orange going along this side, and then yellow going along this side, kind of going up as high as I go up here in the middle. And then this is basically going to be kind of covering up all of the redstone that's going to be hidden inside of this area here. So basically, the only other thing that we need to do, and actually, William, if I go up here as well, if I throw you down the ladders, do you want to kind of carry on just doing the ladders up to the top here as well? Just so when I do eventually fall down again, I will be able to get back up. So right, let me just go build my way across here, because yeah, basically what we need to have here is a redstone clock, which is going to be constantly set to be firing out all of the minecarts with the TNT in. There is going to be like a complete on-off switch, which will just kind of stop everything from happening, just so there's not just minecart with TNT just kind of roaming all over my lovely world, which wouldn't be very good for health and safety. So you will be able to turn this off, but when the game is playing, it's basically just going to be continually firing out either like a bunch of random blocks or kind of what we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go slightly lower. So this redstone's going to kind of come out like this. And then the rest, I'm going to do one block underneath. The reason for that is because the easiest way I find to do an on-off switch is to basically just to use a sticky piston that is going to push a block just to kind of completely block off the redstone. If you've been watching me do redstone for a while, then you would have already seen me kind of do mechanics similar to this. Like, there might be an easier way to do it, but I just find this way just so simple, and like it's just very easy to see whether it's on or off. So basically, if I put this there, and then one block here like this, and then I can break away this. This would be the trail going along here. So if that block is extended, it would be basically cutting off all of the redstone, and then the dispenser would be doing absolutely nothing. So now I just need to try and squeeze in a redstone clock where I can, kind of going around the side here, because there's not much room to like behind it. So I kind of need to just squeeze this around the side here. I do have some repeaters on me here ready. So basically, if it's going to be blocked off here, this redstone can go around to the side here, and we can basically just loop this around as much as we can with all of these repeaters, because there's going to be like a bunch of like just rubbish inside of it as well. It doesn't really matter like too much like exactly like how big this clock is. Like this redstone clock doesn't need to be like kind of like a massive, really big, complicated thing. As long as it kind of is constantly sending off a signal, then that's going to be absolutely fine. So yeah, this should be, as I said, absolutely fine. So let's not put anything inside of there for now or set this off, just because I am going to have to put some minecarts in there in a bit, and I don't want to make too much of a mess now. But yeah, this is basically how this section needs to be. All I would need to do is kind of fill this in with all of the minecarts and stuff, and then we would be ready to go on that front. And of course, once William's kind of built up some of the walls around the outside, we can just make the whole thing look a little bit nicer. And oh yeah, just a trail of redstone torches will eventually need to go to that piston there. But I want to do the fun stuff. I want to go and start doing the big trails of water. that are going to be along the side here. So the way this is going to work is the minecarts are going to be kind of coming along here with the TNT. You'll be able to see them through some glass, but you won't be able to actually shoot them or kind of do anything with them. Basically, all you need to do is watch. And what you're watching for is to try and see how many of them come out and kind of what the order of them is going to end up being. And then you're going to have to go down a ladder, and then you press a button down there, which is going to be diverting the way the water's flowing to basically to try and make sure it doesn't go to your side, to instead make sure it tries to go to the other person's side. And sorry, whereas I was doing this wrong, this is meant to be on this level here with the wall, and then the glass is supposed to be here because otherwise you're not going to see anything. So basically there's going to be a tower here and a tower there, and then a relatively long ladder. It's going to be 10 blocks high, so it's going to take a little while for you to get up and down. Like, you can't just drop straight down quickly, so it's all about timing. That's really what the skill for this game is. There's a bit of accuracy with the last minute arrow shoots, but it's really much more about trying to see, like, okay, the minecart's here, when is it going to reach the end, and when do I want to press the button? Because you can't just keep spamming the button really, really fast, because if you do, that is going to be the thing that gives the player on the other side arrows. So if you just kind of pressed it like crazy, the other player would end up with loads and loads and loads of arrows, which means they would basically be able to keep shooting all of the minecarts if they ended up going to their side. And yeah, things wouldn't end up working very well for you. So you really only want to press the button once. And when the minecart kind of gets to the end of this trail I'm building here, it's just going to stop. It's just going to kind of stop and just wait exactly in place. So you can never press the button too late in terms of for not making it work. So you're just trying to press it like as early as you can to try and make sure you press it before the other person. So I'm pretty sure I've done this before, but let's see how far this water goes, because we want the minecart to, oh, okay, I completely overshot here. So basically we want the minecart to get to here, and then here is where it's going to drop down to get to the lower level. So sadly, I need to smash away this glass, and if you know me, you know that's like one of my least favorite things to do in Minecraft is smash away glass. I just hate the sound of it. It just feels like such a waste. But hey, sorry, I went too far. But at least I now know exactly where it needs to be. So it's going to drop down one more layer, go across along here again, and then basically it's going to do that one more time, but then that's going to be the part where it kind of goes in one of two different directions. But we're going to be building that bit out of obsidian. And the reason we're building it out of obsidian is because that is where the first possible explosions will be starting. And yeah, it's not much fun when you spend ages building a mini game and then it gets blown up playing it and you have to go and build the entire thing again. So this area here should be pretty safe from explosions. Should be. I doubt any of this area could get blown up, but who knows? It might end up getting blown up. So just for safety, we'll try and keep all fire and everything well away from this area. So right then, this bit now needs to drop down to here, and it's going to carry on. We'll continue doing the glass. I'm actually going to end up needing to do 2 blocks high with all of the glass, because otherwise you can kind of just see the TNT poking over the top. And if you were like a really good sharpshooter, you might just be about able to hit it. It would be a difficult shot, but it would be a possible shot. So I want to make sure that isn't going to be a strategy someone could use, because as I said, that would end up blowing up the entire game. So I think I've got this just about the right length. I'd rather have built this not far enough than too far. So let's just kind of throw in the water and let's see if it makes its way to the end. Please go right to the end and stop. And that is beautiful. I didn't count. Hand on my heart, I promise you I didn't count. That just happened to be the absolute perfect length that it needed to be. That is amazing. So eventually all of this water is going to be just left in here. I'm not leaving it in for now, just because it's really annoying. It's really annoying when you're trying to build and there's just kind of water in your way and you're kind of trying to push your way through it. It's just a really big pain, basically. So I'm just going to not really worry about that for now. Instead, let's just go and fill in the next layer of this glass, and going along to the end here. And then, yeah, as I said, it's going to drop down once more. And then this is where the obsidian's going to start. But this is also where you can kind of change between the 2 different directions that you want it to end up going. So let me do my same little strategy of kind of going over the edge like this, just so I can put the first block down like that. There we go. And now I should be able to swim up to the top and get back to where I was. I kind of placed the water in a bad place, but there we go. I was able to get back up to the top here. So once again, we're going to be using sticky pistons. So basically, the whole way, the little kind of area where you can go one way or the other is going to be very, very simple. So basically, there's going to be this is too high. This is too high. So basically, it needs to be there. I'm just gonna go down. I'm just gonna go down because there's water there. I'm not even gonna get hurt. So basically, it's gonna be a sticky piston just as I showed you there, but it's gonna lift up and it's gonna basically be sending the water either one way or the other way. And because whichever way the water's flowing is gonna be the way the minecart's gonna go, it's basically gonna go either one way or the other way. So I just need to make sure I get this in the right place. So it needs to be one lower like that, because then when I go and place the actual block down, then this is gonna be kind of level with everything else. So let me just go and do the same on this side down here. Luckily, we've got a little bit lower now, so it's not as dangerous to do this. But yeah, this one needs to be there like that. So if this piston went up, it would send it this way, and then if this one went up, it would send it this way. So you're basically trying to send it to the opposing player's base. So now we need to start building out of obsidian. So this is going to become the point where I really do not want to make a mistake, because gathering obsidian is bad enough, but like when you're building out of it, then you end up placing it in the wrong place, then you have to spend ages destroying it just to place it down again. It's the absolute worst thing in the world. So let's just build along a little bit, and then a little bit on the other side, and then I'm going to place down the water and see exactly how far the water flows, just to make sure I can get it kind of going exactly the right way. This is also going to be the place where you have the last minute chance to shoot it with the arrow, because you're going to be up there in your tower. You'll be able to just to turn to the side and see exactly kind of where the minecart is. And there's just going to be one opening where you have a very small opportunity to try and shoot it if you are in the right place at the right time. But definitely worth taking, because basically once 3 bits of TNT get to your base, that is game over. So any way you can stop that from happening is a thing that you want to do. So right then, that is how far it goes in this direction. And then it looks like I was very conservative, but basically got it so that it is now going exactly to where it needs to be. So basically, as a demonstration, imagine the minecart is going down here. William, do you want to be the minecart? If you pretend you're a minecart for a second, William, and start making your way down the track, let's pretend that piston is pushed up, so there would be a block there. You can see that the water is now flowing in this direction. So when the minecart, aka William Beaver, arrives down here, he would be sent going down that way, and he would fall down and then explode. Don't worry about that part, William. Don't worry about the falling and exploding part. You don't need to explode. I don't even know whether beavers do explode, but let's not find out today. And then there's basically going to be a little counting mechanism, which we don't need to build today, but basically there's going to be a little trail of stone, and every time one TNT drops down, it's going to break away that bit of stone. So this section here, once again, we need to build up by 2 blocks just to make it so you can't shoot it at any point. But this is where the gap's going to be. So literally right before the TNT ends up falling down, there's just going to be that one little block gap down there, just as your little last opportunity to be able to shoot it before the TNT falls down. And is this the right amount? Oh, look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. I promise you, I did not count the obsidian. I did not count. I just happened to have the exact right amount. That is amazing. The game fits in perfectly where it needs to be built. I had the right amount of obsidian. Everything's going right today, William. Why is everything going right? Things don't normally go right like this. And oh, could you do me a favor? Yeah, can you fill in the water? Because I want to give this a test in a little bit. Can you fill in the water? So I need one right down there, and then one at the first drop down to get that done. And then I might go and start building the first tower, you know? I think I might go and do the first one. So it's going to be the yellow one on this side. The tower is going to be in line with where it first drops down here. Is that like, am I in line? Okay, so that's it underneath there. And then I need to go 5 blocks back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is where the tower is going to be. And then the tower needs to be 10 high. So I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is where you're going to be standing. So as you can see, you have the perfect view to see all of the minecarts going out, but couldn't shoot them with a bow and arrow. And then you can also get the little last minute shot you're perfectly in line with there. We are going to build this out as a bit more of a platform, though. It's not just going to be a single block. What is very, very important, though, is the tunnel leading down is only 1 block wide, because otherwise you would be able to just drop down, or like kind of do the weird thing where you kind of jump off the ladder and then kind of go back onto the ladder and kind of go back and forth that way. Yeah, if it wasn't 1 block high, then basically you would be able to get down too fast. And if you could do that, it would be too easy just to stay here, and then like the second it's about to go there, just drop down and press the button. Because it takes a while for you to get down, you really have to remember and like get the timing exactly perfect. Otherwise you're going to end up dropping down down and then you end up kind of pressing it at the wrong time. It's kind of like the main part of the game. So if you do end up kind of building this game or something very similar to it, that's a really crucial part to remember and make sure you end up getting right. So let's go and make some ladders as well. I'm just going to go and fence off this area because coming up to the tower and then falling straight down wouldn't be very much fun. And yeah, William, do you want to do the other one there? So 5 blocks away and then 10 blocks high you should be. It looks like I think you are the right height. It's kind of hard to tell from here. But yeah, this is going to be the position that you're going to be in. Let me go and do a few ladders that I can place from here. Basically because I know I'm going to end up dropping down again, and this way I won't get too hurt on my way down because I could go down a bit of the ladder. So yeah, let me kind of demonstrate once I've built this in a little bit, like kind of the time you have. So it doesn't take ages. It's not like it's a really long ladder that takes absolutely ages for you to keep going up and down. Like, it's pretty fast, but it's just enough so that you do have to kind of get the timing just right, because you're trying to basically press the button as early as you can to make sure you press it before the other person. But if you press it too early and the minecart isn't there yet, basically the other person's going to win anyway, and you give them a free arrow. So it's all about like risk and reward. Do you try and press it really, really early and just hope that you're able to get the timing just right? Or do you kind of play it safe and hope the other person's going to press it too early and you kind of just wait for a little bit because the button is going to be, I think the button's going to be like here-ish. So the button's going to be, it's going to be a stone button eventually. Let me just throw down a wooden one for now. But yeah, the button is going to be down here like this. So you're going to be pressing it, and then you're going to go to climb back up the ladder like this. And you're going to have a look and go like, oh, there's another one coming. Let's go back down and then press the button again. So you're going to be doing a whole lot of switching around like that, going up and down to try and get the timing just right. To be honest, I can't believe how much we were able to get done today. Like, we got like a lot of the main mechanics done. But what I really do want to do is just to give you a demonstration of the minecart going. So I do have some minecarts with TNT in right here, but I really don't fancy doing it, because basically the way this is going to work, something that I didn't actually mention, and something that I didn't really know about until I started designing this game, is that when TNT drops, when it's in a minecart, it blows up. Like, whether there's redstone or fire or anything else, it just kind of just immediately blows up. So that's going to be the thing that actually sets off the redstone, is basically it just falling. But there's loads of different things that blow it up as well. Like things like, if like it's going fast and it hits something, it blows up. If it goes through like another block, it blows up. There's just like a million different things that like make the TNT blow up. So be really, really careful if ever you're just using anything with TNT. I mean, it should go without saying, but like trying to break away minecart with TNT in, that sets off the TNT. So you could see it like coming towards you and go like, break it away. That's the worst thing to do, because it's going to end up blowing you up. So what I'm going to do for my demonstration is we're going to use chests. It's not as exciting, but seeing as we don't have a good blast zone yet, it's going to be a much safer way of doing this. I also want to grab a bit of cobblestone just to make a lever. So let's just go and grab this down here, because then I can go and start my redstone clock going, which will eventually just kind of be endlessly going anyway. So let's go and climb up this ladder here. We'll probably end up leaving this ladder here anyway, because you are going to have to kind of go up here to refill it, this chest. Luckily, this chest is like kind of completely exposed out at the top, so it's going to be really easy and quick just to make your way up here to go and try and refill it. And I think your tower's a little bit low, William. Sorry. Now I can see from the top here, it should be 10 blocks high, the bit with the ladder on, I believe. Anyway, so let's just go and throw these inside of here. As you can see, they're all going to get sucked away and put inside of the dispenser. I can now break my way down inside of here. Let's just go and check. Yep, they are all inside of there. So let's just go and start off this redstone. I'm only going to need to do this once, and then this will be continually going. And I think I broke away one of the hoppers here, so let's go and place this. Not hopper. What's it? Repeater. That's what it is. All right, let's go and do that. So that should have set it off. That should be the first one going. So let's go and try and get up to the top here as fast as we can. Like, these ones are going to be going out quite fast next to each other, just because they're going to be guaranteed to come out every time. But in other cases, some of them would be getting put into the hopper. So for example, if I put some dirt inside of here, this dirt would get fired out and then just sucked straight away into the hopper, so it would go away. So let's go down here. Let's say that the yellow team was able to get the timing better, and they pressed the button. and they were able to push this block up here from where the lever is, this would basically send all of the minecarts going in that direction there, and then I can kind of switch it around and do it on the other side. If no one presses it at all, and I can actually probably demonstrate this first, if no one presses it, then they all kind of just stay here. And you could end up having like a bunch of them here in a row where you got to kind of keep pressing the button. But basically, if they're just kind of left here sitting here, they just kind of stay exactly in place and kind of don't like go anywhere at all. But let's once again place this block down, and as you can see, it now starts going in that direction. And then let's say this one went away, and then I could go and place down the orange one. They would all instead start going over in that direction over there. There's just something really satisfying about that for some reason. And oh yeah, even though this one stopped, as soon as that block got pulled down again, it would carry on going along on its very merry way. Of course, you would only be pressing a button, so it would only be kind of poking up for like a second or so. But yeah, that's basically how it would work. If you were able to get a shot to destroy one of them when it gets to here, you would be able to do that. But as you can see, they travel really, really slowly, which is one of the cool things about using the water. It gives you time to be kind of continually going up and down the tower. If that was TNT, it would fall and it would blow up, and then that would be a point for the orange team. So yeah, that's the way the game is going to work. So in the next episode, we are going to, hopefully trying to get most of the game finished. We'll build the little blast zones down here. There's also going to be a little area that's going to be scoring to say who wins. And then, of course, we need to be linking up everything so when you actually press the button, it does lift up the pistons as well as dropping the arrows on the other side. But in terms of like the main core part of the game, William and I were able to pretty much get it done today, and I am very, very happy about that. Sadly, though, something that I am not so happy about is the fact that we have ran out of time for this episode here. Don't worry though, the next episode will be online very soon, and I will of course be leaving a link to that down in the description. There's also going to be a link to the playlist down there, and the behind the scenes as well. I spent a very, very long time designing this game, and if you want to see how I came up with the idea and how I designed it all, I'll also leave a link in the description to the behind the scenes once that's online as well. But for now, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye!